Hey, welcome to another episode of The Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. Before we get into this segment, by the end of this video, I want you to do a few things for me. First of all, if you like the video, hit the like button. Please do. If you don't like it, hit unlike. It's okay. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Sometimes, as Jimmy Dole would say, you find yourself unsubscribed and you need to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell right next to it so you can be notified when a new video is being dropped. Whoop, there it is. And more importantly, the super chat will be on for this segment, so if you want to donate toward the efforts of Bob TV, that's freely up to you. I do have a job, but any amount will help toward the growth of this channel. And more important, let us help you help us by introducing you to a program. There's a link down below that says Equal Justice for All. You're going to click that video link, and there's some educational tutorial about a phenomenal program in America that is really making equal justice a reality for every citizen. So this program is phenomenal. The proceeds from you participating in the program will go back, 10% will go back into the Bob TV YouTube channel. So anyway, my name is Robert Brown with The Rob Report. Let's get into it. Mr. Captain America over here. Want to be Captain America. Boy, I tell you, he hugging that flag, boy. You know, that plays in people's mind. They love that. Those who people who think they're patriots and America first and all that kind of stuff, they eat that stuff up. But that's how Trump is going to be holding on to that flag. Once he's out of office and they indict her for the crimes that took place in New York City, because believe me, they're crimes. They just can't do nothing right now because you can't indict a sitting president. So they can't do nothing about it until he's out of office. And boy, he's going to be praying for 4 more years. And I'm telling you, Democrats going to give it to him with the way you're acting now. But this story isn't about Trump. Lock him up. Because honestly speaking, I want to see Hillary Clinton get locked up before Trump get locked up. Lock them both up. Both of them up. I'm going to talk about Trump and his assault on Ilhan Omar. Trump recently went, and this is what he had to say about Ilhan Omar. Watch this.
And a special thanks to Representative Omar of Minnesota. Oh, I forgot. She doesn't like Israel. I forgot. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, she doesn't like Israel, does she? Oh, please.
Now, what made him think that she don't like Israel? This woman had never said she didn't like Israel. She never said it. It never came out of her mouth. She's talking about the Israeli government. And folks, my fellow Americans, if you can see my thumb sticking out and me pointing my finger at you, you got to understand that your government is not in comparison with the people. You look at people's opinions of their government, they're separate. People do not agree with majority of the things that the government is doing, especially with their tax dollars. It's likewise with Israeli people. It's likewise with Jews. All Israelis are not Jews. Israeli just means you're from Israel. But you have all different kind of people from Israel. Some Jewish, some Lebanese that migrated from Lebanon into that area. You got some people from Palestine living in that area that's considered Israelis. Now, granting citizenship is harder there than it is here, but the bottom line is they are Israelis because they're living in Israel. But he wants to make it seem like Omar is anti-Israeli. No, she's mentioned she's going against AIPAC and she's going against the government of Israel. And don't get it twisted. And I know some of you Republicans that watch the show are still going to say that she is anti-Israel. No, she's not. That's like saying you're anti-American if you don't go with what the Obama administration is doing. Were you anti-American every time Obama tried to lay down a policy that they kept saying no and no and no and no? Was Mitch McConnell and them guys anti-American? No, there was Americans just that didn't agree with Obama. And likewise, all these Democrats going against President Trump, you want to call them anti-American, you want to call them unpatriotic just because they're against Trump and Trump agenda, but they're not. They're just American and patriotic as you are, if not some more. Just because you don't agree with the government leaders doesn't make you anti-American. Just like Ilhan Omar, with a cute little self, is not anti-Israeli or anti-Israel. She's only anti the current government running the country. Get it right, Trump. Get it right.
I apologize.
And look at him. He apologized. Unfortunately, I'd probably say in that room, probably no more than 7 black people in there. I bet you the ratio of white to colored is probably 8 out of 10. This dude right here, is this Sheldon Adelson? Look like it. King Hollywood, look like it.
Finally, to every member of the Republican Jewish Coalition, thank you for your incredible support and your outstanding commitment to our country, to our safety, and to electing more Republicans. We need more Republicans. Let's go so we can win everything.
He's butthurt over the loss because he never lost, according to him. He needs more Republicans. And the reason he needs more Republicans because he can go around and push his crappy policy. But hey, look, don't get me wrong. The current Democratic establishment we got right now that's leading the House, they are not resisting Trump. They're assisting him. They're assisting that man. But let me finish. I'm always cutting in these speeches. All right, now here we go. We got some some Palestinian protesters, just trying to really let the people know that, hey, come on, guys. We got to protest against the way you're treating our people in Israel. Now, is this credit to the Jews and how the Jews treat Palestinians? No. Because and I know it's hard for you to believe, there's some Jewish Palestinians. Now, the Jewish Palestinians get a little prejudice from the Israeli government over the original people from Palestine.
I also took another historic action that had been decades in waiting. The United States recognized the true capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem.
Now I could comment on that, but Christians been wanting that for real for the longest. That normally in Christian circles, with the capital being in Jerusalem, is a signal to the end times. Now, they eat this up. They think Trump is today's version of King Osiris. And if you go read up on King Osiris, you know what I'm talking about. King Osiris did a lot for the Jewish people, but yet he was not a good man. And a lot of them look up to Trump as the modern day version of King Osiris. I think I'm getting this right. I had a glass of wine, so I'm a little buzzy right now. So, all right. So, I don't think so. But he did fulfill. Just because you do something don't mean you're fulfilling the prophecy. It's how the prophecy is fulfilled. And a lot of these Christians, my brothers and sisters in the Lord, actually think this is fulfilling a prophecy. Who said this is the fulfilling of a prophecy? But It is a prophecy that was fulfilled. Like I said, it's how the prophecy gets fulfilled. Just because you checked off something that was in the Bible doesn't mean that's a fulfilling of prophecy. Let me keep going.
Because unlike other presidents, I keep my promises.
This RJC room is filled with love and admiration for you.
All right, now let me stop there. Now, this I can say about Trump. Some things he promised to do, he is fulfilling it. They're horrible, but he is fulfilling it.
And we got you something that you wanted. I can tell you, Sheldon and Miriam, that is the most important thing I think that's ever happened in their life. They love Israel.
I thought that was Sheldon Allison. Can't even look. They got the little beanies for Trump. That's cute. And he did something that Sheldon wanted, and Sheldon is happy. You better believe Sheldon's going to give him money for that, for his re-election. Better believe that.
And the governor, I stood with Prime Minister Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu. How's the race going, by the way? How is it? Who's going to win the race? Tell me. I don't know. Well, it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. Two good people. But I stood with your Prime Minister at the White House to recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights.
So he sat with the president to recognize Israel's sovereignty to take over land that is shared. Now, believe me, Golan Heights is prime property, beautiful land that they plan on building beautiful buildings, but would not let the Palestinians build anything up there. Made it hard for them. But now, if Netanyahu, he vowed that he's going to take that land for Israel and develop that land. Let me keep going.
The Golan Heights is something I've been hearing about for a long time. We have representatives that are outstanding, the great Billy Long. Democrats are advancing the most extreme partisan agenda by far in American history. You see what's happening.
Now, him saying Democrats are developing an extreme partisan agenda, it means Medicare for all, which the Jewish people have, which blows me away. You're going to have people in that assembly that probably talk down Medicare for all, but their government provided for them. And we probably paying them to do that because we give them billions every month. They have no-cost education there. They have a lot of the benefits that we don't have, but yet Trump is saying it's divisive here, it's partisan here, when they have it over there in Israel.
People aren't fighting for Israel in Congress, large numbers of people. You saw what took place 3 weeks ago. It was shocking. That couldn't have happened. It could not have happened just a few years ago. Could not have happened. If implemented, the Democrats' radical agenda would destroy our economy, cripple our country, and very well could leave Israel out there all by yourselves.
Now, here you go, spitting rhetoric. That is not true. When the Democrats led government, the economy boosted. They promoted a trickle-up economy, not a trickle-down. Got to the point in some cases we had a surplus. Jewish support did not dwindle. And now he think because we got some Muslims in office that the Democrats going to push an anti-Jewish agenda. Majority of the Democrats, Chuck Schumer and all, Nancy Pelosi all, will push a pro-Jewish agenda. Government should not be one-sided when it comes to heritage. They should always be equal. Now, here's where I separate everything. That's after you make things right in the black community, because the black community haven't had an agenda pushed for them since the civil rights struggle. And to that, even that area, there was too much of a compromise. Now, what has to be done in my book is there has to be a super pro-black agenda that's pushed in Washington, D.C. And once we hit a point in that pro-black agenda, then we can push all agenda. See, what the reason I'm saying is, and this is off topic, is black community is still going to play catch up because we're still dealing with situations that cause a financial, economic, and even a racial gap in our community that need to be closed. And until we close these gaps, we'll never have an equal rights agenda taking place. Because soon as things get when things happen for all people, that doesn't mean we catch up. And I'm going to be talking to you soon about this thing right here called the Community Reinvestment Act, which was initiated by Jimmy Carter, which is supposed to really deal with the redlining situation that happened a long time ago. But let me get back on Trumpy. And his fear-mongering, trying to scare these people into not voting for Democrat. I'm trying to scare you not to vote for neither of these fools because they don't serve your interests. We really, really need a third party in America. We need to have ranked choice voting in America. And we need to go back to paper ballot elections in America.
Can't do that. Never before has a major political party been more outside the American mainstream than the Democrats of today. They have become the party of high taxes, open borders, late-term abortion, crime, witch hunts, and delusions.
Just like you guys had witch hunts. So everything that he's talking about, now some of the stuff he's saying is true about the Democratic Party, but that don't negate the Republican Party. They do the same doggone thing. They did the same thing to Bill Clinton. They couldn't get nothing on him, and they did a witch hunt. So and that's Trump's friend, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. Don't let them fool you. They're buddies. They're gonna always be buddies. Don't let them fool you. They are friends, just like Chuck and Trump are friends. Longtime friends, that ain't stopping. On TV, yeah, they battle, they go at it, but behind the scenes, they buds. Homies, they can get a beer together. They just don't want y'all catching them. It's just like being a wrestler. You got to be in kayfabe all the time with a wrestling. You can't go up, man. You bet not go out and eat dinner with the person that you supposed to be wrestling at WrestleMania. Is you crazy? You can get fired for that. That's all this is. It's politics. And now he's spinning the wheels, stoking up the flames to get Jews not to vote Democrat, not understanding the Republicans are the same doggone way.
And now the Democrats have even allowed the terrible scourge of anti-Semitism to take root in their party and in their country.
As if anti-Semitism didn't exist in the Republican Party. It's okay, it's wrong to do anti-Semitism, but it's okay for you to stoke the flame of xenophobiaism when it comes to the Muslim people. You're the president of America, and you can't be doing that with anybody. Anybody. And what he's trying to do is saying just because we got two Muslim, well, we had three, but we got some Muslim women in office who don't take no mess. And when they see bad things that the Israeli government is doing to certain aspect of the Muslim community, if they stand out and say something against that, then that means they're anti-Jewish. Get out of my face with this crap, man. That does not mean that. Everybody has the right to stand up for their community. It doesn't mean I got to crap on your community in order to defend my community. I can talk about certain aspects that are oppressing my community, but that doesn't mean I'm talking about every aspect. Okay? Certain aspect, but not all people are oppressing my community.
They have allowed that. They have allowed that.
They allowed it. So he's saying the Democrats allowed that because they don't say nothing for them. Let me tell you something. Nancy Pelosi and all them guys, they're crapping on Ilhan Omar. They don't like them. They don't want them there. They just ain't got no choice but to deal with them. They don't want the Justice Democrats. They're afraid of the Justice Democrats. They're afraid of the Progressive Caucus growing. They're afraid. And they're trying their best to get a control of it. So don't say they're allowing that. They don't like that. They don't like the fact they can control them. And they're not going to control them, Trump. So don't chalk this up as they're allowing it. They ain't got no choice but to allow it, just like you ain't got no choice but to allow it. Nobody is talking about the Israeli people. Nobody's talking about Jews, crapping on Jews. They're talking about the government that's doing wrong to some Jews and to Palestinians, just like there's certain things our government is doing to their own people too.
Asylum. Oh, give him asylum. He's afraid. He's afraid. We don't love the fact that he's got tattoos on his face. That's not a good sign. We don't love the fact that he's carrying the flag of Honduras or Guatemala.
All right, so here he is. He's at a Jewish coalition, and he's trying to take pride in anything that's all Jewish, but he's going to talk about the open borders and immediately stereotype anybody that try to come in this country. Just because he got tattoos on his face, that automatically mean he's a criminal. Just because he's waving the flag of Honduras, that automatically mean that he's coming into this country to do something different, not knowing that we the one cause. We don't call them Honduras refugees, but they're really refugees, and they're looking for a place to go because we tried to do a coup down there.
Or El Salvador, only to say he's petrified to be in his country.
Lindsey Graham, a bona fide racist. Jared Kushner, the Antichrist. Yeah, he's that. You ever watch Left Behind? That's that dude that Kirk Cameron was trying to expose. Don't let him fool you. He's being shaped up to be the next Republican. If you gotta watch those Left Behind movies or read the book, man. It's the Antichrist that was in the Jewish synagogue to sit on the throne. I mean, not the Jewish synagogue, but he sat on the throne. And you got to watch it. And the guy looked kind of like Jared Kushner. And so you got all these people right here. And Trump is just kissing Sheldon Adelson behind.
Sheldon. And the asylum program is a scam. Some of the roughest people you've ever seen. People that look like...
You said... Here we go. This is proof. This is racism at its finest. This is prejudice at its finest. Some of the toughest people that you ever seen. You never known them. You never known their record. You never known their history. You going by strictly about what you see, Mr. I'm not prejudiced.
They should be fighting for the UFC.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
The roughest people you've ever seen. People that look like they should be fighting for the UFC.
Shut the fuck, shut. Did I say, no? Oh, shit. Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else.
People that look like they should be fighting in the UFC. So I got tattoos. I'm carrying a flag from Honduras, and I look like I should be fighting for the UFC. That makes me a threat to the United States? All right, what can I say about our fine President of the United States? Mr. America, I love you so much. so much that I'll crap and marginalize and be racist and xenophobic to everybody in America but the Jews. Oh, I love my Jewish people. I love the people of Israel. Oh, I love Sheldon Adelson. Man, look, come here. Let me kiss that butt, Sheldon Adelson. The day of his books and things like that. He was a celebrity. And then I find out what he did to some friends of mine very close to me. Central Park 5 boys. And how all he did was crap on them. Kids haven't been to a trial. At that time, they were kids. Haven't been to a trial or anything. They were so scared, and the thought of them ever getting out of jail was so deep that they literally tried to plea bargain to lessen the sentence so there could be some hopes that they get out of jail. Come to find out, they didn't have nothing to do with it, but yet Trump talked trash about these boys, talked so much trash about these same people that Joe Biden called super predators. Talked to one of my boys, he said he can't even go into Central Park now because at that time it was terrified him. He was a little kid, man. Well, he wasn't a kid, but he wasn't in preteen. He was a preteen. He wasn't even a teenager, he was a preteen. It terrified him, terrified. Imagine being 13, 14 years old. I guess that is teenager. And then all of a sudden the cops swoop around your house, throw you in jail, and accuse you of raping somebody. And have the whole New York City dump on you. Imagine you being a black kid at that time. You can't even go and experience the beauty of Central Park, especially at night, because cops may get you and blame you for a crime. Now, one side of Harlem, the inner Harlem, is Central Park East. Other side of Harlem, Central Park West, is where Trump Towers is. Trump acted like he owned those towers. He acted like he owned Central Park. Yeah, he put some money in and built some skating rinks in the park, including a skating rink in the black area of Harlem. He did that. Don't get me wrong, Trump and his foundation has been involved in financing things in the black community to get kids after school program and things like that. He's done that. Money for uniforms, all that kind of stuff. He's done that. That's what foundations do. You got to find some way to get a tax write-off. Some people do that just to offset the taxes. Doesn't mean they really, really care. But let's say he did. The whole time he crapped on those kids, and it made it fearful for any other child to do anything in Central Park. Now, Trump today, totally different breed. He elevated the xenophobia. He elevated the racism. He's elevated the division. He is not a president that brings us together. He haven't done anything to bring us together. Anytime somebody do something against Ilhan Omar, he don't call him out. He never called out that person and said he was wrong for even attempting to assassinate Ilhan. He didn't come out against hard against the races in Williamsburg, in Charlottesville, and any other racists out there that's doing stupid stuff, Dylan Roof and all that kind of, don't come out against them. Don't have a hard stand and say this is wrong. I encourage my support. Don't you dare put my face on a van and go around running, flying. He don't stand against that. You can't be silent. That's what I said about Bernie Sanders and Julian Assange. You cannot be silent. Your leadership is determined. Your true leadership is your determination to come against the people who look up to you, who do stupid stuff. Call them out, shun them. Trump won't do this. All he care about is Addison dollars, kissing up to the Jewish people to get their vote. Act like he's the protector of the Jewish people and that he's done more for the Jewish people since Christ. I even helped fulfill a prophecy by putting the embassy, the U.S. embassy in Jerusalem. Thank you. I can lie on representatives. I can talk about everybody else but the Jewish people. The very things that he is claiming Ilhan Omar is doing, he's doing it to other people. But a lot of his supporters are racist. They are anti-Muslim. They're xenophobia. They don't like women issues. They don't like gays. They don't like blacks. They don't like Latinos. Yet Trump do got some gay support, black support, Latino support, but yet a lot of people in his base are those hardcore racists. And they'll do anything to prove their allegiance to Trump. There's black people that's racist, even though some people say black people can't be racist. Oh, I met some black racist people. Oh, God. Oh, my God, I met some black racist people. Racism has nothing to do with you being a slave in America. Man, there's some racist people, blacks all over the world. There's racists in every color. Every color has people that prejudge, root word for prejudice. But in this case, Trump is totally off the mark. Kissing Jewish behind and kissing Sheldon Adelson and kissing Benjamin Netanyahu and the guy he's running against, and just saying, have your way. I will not stand against how you treat Palestinians. He said it clearly at his first meeting with the Saudi Arabia, where they did the business deal with the military and they did the sword of the dance. I'm not here to tell you how to run your country. That's punk. If there's inhumane going on in the country, you, as a moral political leader, need to say something about it. And if you're the president of the United States, you can bring world awareness to it. But you can't say nothing about it, because right now I currently stand that the world organizations see us as terrorists, see us as bullies, see us as immoral. And if they stand up against us, what we do, we threaten to post sanction and stop doing business with them. That's the Trump way. You're not going to help us, we ain't going to do no business with you. When the American people didn't ask you to ask them for help to fund your agenda in the first place. We don't agree with what our government is doing. We don't. That's why I say you can't lump the American people with the federal government, because they're not the same. And their agendas are not the same, and they're not in agreement. So for Trump to lump Ilhan up and say she hates Israelis, and she hates Israel, and she hates the Jewish people is not the same, because it's not that she hates those. She don't hate those people. She hates the current government leadership of Israel. Call it what it is and stop being a little punk about it. And I'm not talking about just Trump. I'm talking about Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and any other of those numbnuts. Matter of fact,
because they recognize that some people did something.
So you have no idea right now?
There's another one. Another plane just hit.
Some people did something.
Oh my goodness, there is smoke pouring out of the Pentagon.
Some people did something.
It just flew straight into it.
Stoking the flame of xenophobia through this video. She went there and said, because of that horrible incident, Maybe she didn't say it in the words that satisfy you guys, and that's what this is all about. But she basically said because of this mess that happened by some terrorists, she refused to call them terrorists, refused to give it, because she sees us as terrorists too. Our government, the way our government handles situations concerning responding to that situation, how we use that to terrorize the whole Middle East. We use that image to justify the terrorizing of the whole Middle East and killing more people in the Middle East than those people that died in that the Twin Towers. Don't get me wrong. Horrible what happened in that country. That terrorists, extreme, let me re-say this, that Islamic extremist terrorists linked up with other governments we currently work with today, that president is working with right now today, to try to get a nuclear arm to them, him and Mike Pence currently work with today, that they bombed our towers and killed thousands. Our president is using this as a tool to drum up hatred for the Democrats, to drum up more votes, to drum up. This doesn't calm the situation. This elevates it among his base and make people even more mad when they hear that statement. And this is designed to paint her as a terrorist. And it may not be directly, but to some people when they see this, they say she's one of them, and she's Somalian, a refugee who ran from hardcore extremist Islamic religion to get away from that sector of Islam. This is our president doing this. Yeah, it was wrong for them to bomb our tower, but yet it's wrong for our government to use this as an excuse to so-called go after these guys. And Obama did get bin Laden, but the ideology is still around. Just like our ideology of American exceptionalism. That we are the one and only true nation and we rule the world. And everybody need to listen to us. And if they don't listen to us, we gonna remind them who's number one. Slap some sanction on there and starve y'all to death. Make y'all turn on your leaders. So to remind her, you can remind her as much, and you can remind me as much as you can about what happened in 9/11. It was horrible. My ex-wife was involved in the carrying out the bodies, and it really kind of did a number on her. So I know what 9/11 did to people. I won't ever forget, but they won't ever forget what's currently happening in Somalia right now as a result of American foreign affairs. What's happening in Yemen right now because of American intervention. What happened in Libya because of American intervention. What happened in Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan because of American intervention. What's happening in Chad because of American. I can go on and on and on. And what's about to happen in Venezuela because of American intervention. And the people who will die as a result of it, a result of what we do. Anyway, I'm done. This guy right here. Sad to say, this guy is going to get 4 more years if somebody don't really step up to the plate and be bold and brash. But the only one who had the guts to do it so far is Tulsi Gabbard. Right now, everybody else, including the political messiah that everybody holds, who I supported in 2008. All he cared about is platform and nothing else. He too afraid to deal with the issues that are plaguing people all over this world. Refused to go against the Venezuelan takeover. Refused to deal with the situation of slaves being sold in Libya. He refused to deal with the Julian Assange situation. I need a true leader that's going to step up to the plate and risk it all for the sake of being right on the right side of history. I'm Robert Brown with the Robert Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace.